Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I hope you both prayed, because as you say, I came with tea. I have a very wonderful person with me. I am Nathan Yeshua, and this is another episode of Nothing Unscripted. It's breathtaking, it is wonderful, and it is something that you have to pay attention to. Get a pen, get a paper, because today we are diving into the world of excellence. I have a wonderful person. He strives and he works to ensure that the youths have the knowledge they need. He's someone that has held different positions in the political space, the media space, in research, and the accolades are numerous. But let him do a lot of that. And today with me, I have Right Honorable Speaker of the Oyo State His Parliament. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Here in this studio, I'm Nos. So Nos family is okay.
That's Fawole. Welcome, man. Thank you both for your presence here today. We were just going to get straight into it because I know the audience, they're going to be wondering, okay, what do we have today? What do we have to offer today? I know we always come with the best, and we have nothing but the best products to do here. And you know, you have been watching us for a while now, and maybe you've not subscribed yet. Click that subscribe button and keep us on your feed 247. So now, today we're just going straight into it. Let's start from the roots. What inspired your journey into nursing, and how did you find yourself majoring with policy, advocacy, and leadership?
That's the question I want. What inspired by my journey into nursing? My mom inspired my journey into nursing to start with, and it's been a very wonderful and a beautiful journey. You asked what inspired my activity within the policy space as well. Seeing that policy shapes our future. It also not only shapes our future, it is our present that we are living in. So it's critically and very important that we are the leaders of tomorrow. We are not just playing adjunct role in shaping the policies that determines our tomorrow, because the policies we live in today were decided yesterday. So it's very important as young people we get involved actively in policies that shapes our tomorrow and the future of the generations to come, behind us. And we not only do it as adults, I told you, we put relevant efforts, due processes, due studies, are done and are put in place to make sure that yes, we are putting the best. Advocacy is something that is very important for us to have a good leadership. I mean, why our leaders mean well, sometimes it's not about what the leader is saying, it's also about how the followers want to be led, right? And that's why we need to advocate. I mean, sometimes the leader might be saying, oh, what we want to invest in is healthcare, whereas what people need is just clean water, right? And it would be like they're addressing the social standard of health, right? So there must be a synergy. For us to have the policy, good law, and good leadership, we must advocate. It's very important that we advocate for things we feel can make our tomorrow, better. And leadership, of course, by default, every young person is born to be a leader, because it's very important that we must first lead ourselves rightly, either as a follower or as a leader. We must lead ourselves correctly, and it is the process of leading ourselves correctly that we're able to add relevant value to building our nation, our profession, our community, and our future.
I hope you are taking notes. I really hope you are taking notes. So, you made remarkable strides in both policy and jurors and government. So, what drew you into politics in the first place, and how do you feel it is necessary as a nurse?
So yeah, I mean, advocacy was one of those things that brought me into politics. As a young student in Lautech, I finished for Ladogan University of Technology. I was a campus journalist, and through journalism, we were advocating for quite a number of things that we feel could be better in the present day policy that we live. And through that, we feel that okay, try to do this from the outside through advocacy, and what our means to advocacy that time was activism, being staying young leaders and all of those things. So getting involved was more important and we had the opportunity. There was call among young people like myself, among students, that, oh, Israel, you can do this. And I was given the opportunity to serve at faculty level. I also served as national president for the society in Nigeria, and through these opportunities, we're able to demonstrate capacities. We're able to also demonstrate leadership and competencies to be able to lead and also make positive changes. Because the only reason why you're a leader is because you're taking up development and providing solution to problems, right? So we're able to do things right, and that was the journey into leadership as I came about. Into politics is a process of getting into a leadership position. Sometimes, of course, there are different ways for you to get involved to become a leader, but politics is also one way. It's there on top about governance and all of those things, right? My journey into politics stems from when I was a child. My dad has been involved in politics, and anytime it comes with newspapers, and I love cartoon. I will read, but when I read the newspaper, I don't only read the newspapers, the cartoons. I read, quality policy, politics stories, narrations. I see what is happening on NTA. These are things that formed my ideologies. That, oh yes, if these people are the ones that determine what I feel towards, then I feel, we should be able to, get involved and do it. And for a lot of campus, there were issues. There were a lot of issues, and my only goal was to provide a solution to problems. And in my efforts, I don't even have to hold a title. And become a leader for me is a natural thing, because most times I don't have to fight for it. Whether I have a title or I do not have a title, when there is a problem, you see the enthusiasm, you see the zealousness for me to provide solutions to that problem. So naturally, it's almost like I positioned myself already. But when the call now comes that, oh yeah, who's gonna be the leader? Oh yeah, Israel's doing very well. I take it and do it better and all of those things. So yeah, those are what my journey into politics looks like. And of course, the passion stems from, like I said, the interest in development, providing solutions to problems that are around. You said something about yourself as well, or compose it or not.
How it is necessary as a nurse.
It's necessary as it is because, coming from the background that Northern Nigeria came from, we are in a country where there is low-sided appointment, especially within the healthcare sector. And it's very important for us to get involved as nurses so that we're able to influence policies, but for us to have an oral care, and also for us to have beautiful democratic outcomes. There's a lot of tables where decisions are being made. Nurses are not on those tables, which I feel that it is not so good. People in our country, because we nurses are knowledge experts. Our views are very important. Our experiences, the data we have, are critical ingredients in policy for donation processes, in in the process of making extensions. So it's very important for all as nurses, not just to say, oh yes, we are doing research. We must disseminate our research outcome. Our research must translate into legislations. Our research must translate into policies. It must translate into fundings, right? And it's also very important for us as nurses, not just to be there with the worst of us. We must go outside for us to get, involved in the processes. And what is the process we are talking about? Politics is about the process for us to be able to do things right. Yeah. So that's some of my motivations to get involved, especially the lopsidedness within within the healthcare. So let me give an example for it. Currently in Nigeria, we don't have a Nursing Practice Act, which is fairly wrong. Nothing, and that's why you see so much back rate. There is no law that guides how nurses should act, the professional code of ethics. There's no act. The only act we add is all about the governance or the administrative processes within the NMCN. One of the critical important things that we should do is to advocate for the Nigerian Nursing Practice Act. It's very important, and these are some things that will guide against quackery in Nigeria, and also followership dormancy is one of those things. We need to get invigorated as nurses, to be involved in politics is very important to the survivor of our profession. Thank you, Anuba.
That's very insightful. And we've noted that you've had a lot of influence and contribution towards the global conversation on climate, justice, interdisciplinary collaboration, health equity. What does health justice be to you in the context of Nigerians?
So when you're talking about earth justice, it rather around financing. And financing takes political will. Jones come again. Financing takes political will. And when there is no political will, right, there are no justice, right? A lot of things are happening in Nigeria right now, and I'll give examples. There's energy poverty, and it is affecting the health cases. Now we're not able to use AHR or AMR because of energy poverty. Also, like power supply, which we are going to the electricity, the power, the tablets, the computers, and these are things that will improve the efficiency of practice. Through AMR and AHR, we're able to get some data that will help us to make informed decisions as well as us in doing research. But right now, look at the processes and all of those things. So one of the reasons why Ed just could apply to also advocate for proper funding for healthcare. Do you want to talk about sickle cell care, oncology care in Nigeria? What it handle like? Or let me not just say sickle cell care. Let's talk about a lot of other, chronic illnesses and even other illnesses like requires proper care in Nigeria that we don't have, adequate funding, lack of proper infrastructure for. And that's one of the things that inspired me to get involved in healthcare justice. Justice. I found my dissertation from my MP was around healthcare financing. And I think I don't remember my article here. By that time, once I publish the article at all.
Noting that you have a very rich plan count, you've mentioned a lot about advocacy and how important it is to ensure that people get the right type of care they need in the right way. So since you have a rich background in health policy, governance and advocacy, how do you balance that with your clinical nursing responsibility? Are you still practicing as a nurse?
So yeah, I'm a nurse here. Am I in the clinicals? I will not say no, I'll not say yes. I am currently a research nurse. I'm focused on public health research, oncology research, genetic research, and let me say epidemiology and a lot of data science, data management, data analysis, research data analysis. How do I balance it? They are intertwined. There are nexuses. We talk about climate change. There are nexuses between climate change and health, right? So whether you are in the clinicals or not, whether you are clinical or not, as a research nurse, research outcomes are disseminated to clinicals. So I have my role in the clinical side. I might not be the best side, but do I have a role in clinical nursing practice? Yes, because the data, the research outcome we generate, in the research space, it is what informs evidence-based practicing in the bedside. So it's in my responsibility and my right here. So definitely.
So now you mentioned oncology, you talk about different aspects of healthcare. And now your work spans throughout oncology, genetics, digital health, healthcare financing. So how do you integrate these diverse areas into your nursing identity? How does it affect your this view interaction?
Oh, how do I integrate them? I read a lot. Man. Yes, as a nurse, you have to read. I read this a lot. Politics aside, when it comes to nursing, you have to read. One of the things that actually drew my attention to oncology before, how important nursing care is in giving due support and appropriate solutions to oncology problems. Yeah, I talked about my MPH dissertation burden around healthcare finance, looking into commitment of government into funding oncology care and oncology research in Nigeria. Now it has been right. I thought about my master's in nursing program, research burden around genetics, precision medicine, and oncology. So they are all interrelated. And of course, the survival of every organism depends on the environment, which is what I do, climate change, climate justice space, right? So there is a nexus, which is through research. which are interconnected, more and also interprofessional getaway. Yeah, I mean, of late I just proposed we work on the professional will talk about the role of epigenetics in endometriosis. So there, and that's that we're talking about. We're talking about what you could in what we did basically in epigenetics and endometriosis. Endometriosis is reproductive medicine, right? Epigenetics is chemistry, right? So there are nexus in between
Where they coexist. Though.
yeah, we are everything more time. I mean, like I said, I really love like you have to really study, you have to be read, be sick.
Knowledge out.
So when you spend time in the literature, you also become a literature.
Definitely. I also want to say something about you think education is expensive with the hate cost of ignorance.
Yeah. So yeah, but it's very important. I mean, as someone in the policy space, it's very important. Data is very important from them. Data, but also listening data, not be able to interpret data that one. So you must do research. So that's a detailed draw call of everything. Research is very, very important. As a reader, you know, to research. As an innovator, you know, to research. Research is what informs on every paper. When I became this speaker, one of the first things I keep was to organize evidence in policy meeting, include making workshop where Professor Adibayo was the keynote speaker, where he taught us, you know, the processes of policy making, how it is done, and how to use data, how to carry out policy surveys, policy research. And moving forward, also I had a course done at the Pakistani School of Government at Oxford University, UK, where I learned about diversity possibility, where I learned a lot of things, deep different things. Also, I had a privilege of going to National Institute of Policy and Strategic Studies in Cool. That's like the IST tank policy and policy research, like where I was trained on policy research and strategy. So that's the root.
So we are noticing the importance of how policies shape the healthcare system. And you mentioned being the speaker of the Youth or Youth Leadership Parliament, and you're also a board member of the GLOW SCA.
That's
GLOW-SCA, yeah. So how does these roles help amplify the voices of nurses and other healthcare professionals in policy making issues?
Okay, yeah. I mean, nurse. I mean, being the speaker of Youth Parliament, my work basically boils around it. So that's policy needs and making actually policy recommendations. The government, my role as a speaker basically is about representation, policy making actually policy recommendations to the government, do policy research, legislature, lobby, negotiations, and all of that, right? So, and I also do for one other thing I did. I remember during my days in the clinic economy with this and nursing, I worked at Brunelson and Memorial Children Hospital, where I had a contact with like 9 of 10 children brought sickle cell. That was like the interest is because I see the pain that they go through. And one of the things I did as speaker of the youth and was to start the campaign, which we launched at Leeds University, where we started educating young people about the importance of, genetic to make all their partner, medical thinking, partner choices. So as a nurse, I represented the profession very well. And it's also important that nurses also should take initiative to advocate, beyond the walls of the, hospital.
That's all very good for you. You got some several accolades, several awards, and over 30 academic publications. So what role does research play in your vision for the future of nursing medicine?
Wow, fantastic question. Research is where we are able to diagnose what problems we have today, to predict what solution is best for tomorrow. In there's something called so we say that we live in a focal world. Vocal means V, volatile. U, uncertain, right? C, in a complex world. And A, ambiguous world. Through research, we're able to answer some of these questions. Data makes us to say, okay, yeah, even in the ambiguity, from this data, we're able to predict and help us to prepare ahead. It's a complex world. That complexity through data, we're able to solve it, right? It's an uncertain world. Data makes us to have a bit of certainty that, okay, yes, if this is 20, is that head of tail, a probability, right? Yeah. So we're able to solve that. Volatility, data design for enough. So research is like the bedrock that keeps myself that keeps me moving, in nursing, because that is where we provide solution to the problems in terms of patient care, in terms of policy advocacy, right? And making the world a better place. So research is like the bedrock that I build my professional progression upon.
Okay, moving slightly away from advocacy, policy making, and research, I'm moving towards the gender discussion. I'm a male student nurse and you're a male nurse. I think we share a certain level of understanding about this hair, beard, wahala that we have in the nursing space. What do you think about it?
So for me, if you ask where I think is highly unreasonable and it's an act of bullying. So as a male, no, yeah, it's an abuse against a male nurse dignity. Yeah, I've been asked to remove my beard up because I'm a nurse before. I'm a nurse assistant before. I felt really terrible about it, and it's traumatizes me anytime I remember. I have pictures. Anytime I see it, it makes me feel very sad. There is no rationale that says a nurse cannot have beards. I'm not even talking about Lola or Tishi. I'm talking about the beards like this one neatly cut, as I have, like the one you have. But when you say, oh, you should go and cut the beards, I mean, however, ladies can keep something that is longer on their head, and this whereas the man will have cut the hair short, but ladies can do long beard, but they must part this. Make it make sense is highly unreasonable. With you as men, I genuinely recommend that those policies or whoever is promoting those should genuinely stop. It's not good. I think lack of exposure also contributes largely to it, because if you travel outside the borders of Nigeria, I think you will see how reasonable it relax to be square cuts. This small thing that you don't know. Say because with this transfer infection from one place, I mean, worst case scenario, you use your face mask, right? Why ask somebody to go and cut the beard? And I feel it's abuse against person's dignity, and I feel people you don't understand a lot of things. It's very unreasoning.
So we can make some changes towards that pillar here.
I recommend serious change, and I also recommend that nursing students should stand up for themselves. Someone will ask me, why did you stand up for myself during that time? I was entering my example. I mean, before exam, I stood for myself. So the particular driver to go and wait for me at the door to exam. So, I mean, I've been very busy, and I don't think they do that again in my home school where I finished from.
So do you feel like, as a male nurse, you have any reason to outperform your female colleagues? Because there's this stereotype about male nurses having less competence or having less ability compared to the female.
According to what school of thought, what research has shown that, what evidences has established that there must be collaborations. People who train me are female, right? Majority of people who train me are female. So there's no reason for me to outperform anybody. We have our roles and we do our work decently as we're supposed to do it. So no competition, no unhealthy competition about gender disparity or not. No, I work very closely with the opposite gender. We work very smoothly with our colleagues. We work successfully well to achieve a targeted goal. So there's no any need for any on area. Whoever is saying that, to go and do their research and let's see what the outcome is.
So audience at home, now you know that male nurses are able to perform equally and even collaborate and work hand in hand with their female colleagues. There's no disparity. There's no...
Right.
Exactly. So moving back into policy advocacy, that I leave with the gender conversation. You were recognized by Forbes Africa for your COVID-19 advocacy. Can you share what the experience meant for you?
So now, yes. Okay, so basically it was about Nurse Justina Ijelono, who died during Ebola virus exposure in Nigeria. So she died alongside Dr. Salada Dipo. And that's a lot of reason why we do advocacy. It's really unfortunate how that till today there is no single recognition, except for when I was national president from the system, that we gave her a posthumous award and we honored her. There's no single national honor or national recognition for Nurse Justina Ijelono till today. And that was what made me so come out to advocate. That time I was national president from Nigeria. I wrote to a couple of national organizations to tell them that we have many nurses just in Nigeria today, because there were no PPE in Nigeria, and Nigeria didn't have the quality. The government were not providing PPE. Nurses are to me as mega, out of their mega salaries, where is how they are figuring out money to buy the PPE. They will give them off nose masks for 2 weeks, for a week. So I had to come out and talk no, this is very wrong. This was what happened to Nurse Justina Ejelonu, who was pregnant. She was abandoned at the isolation center in Lagos till she died. And today, we've seen many honor for Dr. Stella Adebo, the nurse who works with her, Justina Ejelonu. Nothing for her till today, no recognition, nothing for her family. Which is really unfortunate. And that's why people like us will not keep short. When it comes to nursing issue, we are going to remain sanguine. Sparky, sanguine. We keep talking, pushing the right change.
Definitely here at Nursing Conception Initiative, we are pushing out the right information, making changes through media. And we've talked about lots of things: policy making, leadership, advocacy, the steps that we have to take to make the changes we want to see. It's not every time we have to complain and talk, and just at the end of the 2 weeks after, we are back on our seats or we are tweeting. Sometimes we have to be the ones to make the changes that we want to see. So, looking ahead, what is your ultimate goal when it comes to health governance, and what specific changes would you love to see for nurses, policy making, and national?
One, nurses should be at every decision making take. Nurses should be in the presidency. Nurses should become governors. Nurses should become senators. Nurses should become commissioners. Nurses should become speakers of House of Assembly, speakers of House of Representatives. Nurses should become minister for health. Nurses must be at every table where decisions are being made, because people are central to nursing, and nursing is central to people. Nobody has come to this world that has not gone through the hand of a nurse, and anybody living this world also goes through the hand of a nurse. So we are central to care. Very much, our people are also central to us. Take care.
That's actually beautiful. Today we had capacity himself around, and I hope you've picked up a lot. If you haven't, I have. And the change you're looking for starts with you. And so just one last thing for you to leave to that student, to that nurse out there that's looking for that word, looking for that spark, looking for that inspiration to get them to make the right move, to get them to make the right step that they are looking for. What do you have to say to our audience today?
Timidity does not have a place in the game of 21st century. There is a leader in every nurse. So it is your responsibility not to allow any barrier to hold you back. Take charge, develop yourself, and become a leader. Thank you.
Timidity? No, that's not my forte. So I'll leave that to the professionals. But what I have to say to you today, don't be stingy. You've learned a lot. Send this video to that friend that needs this. I will catch you on the flip side. Nothing unscripted. Kiss out. Thank you.